Alright, so I'm going to try to show you guys how I'm doing this cake. I don't know if you can see it good or not. I hope that you can. This is the plate that I got from the patty supply store. This is what I'm going to put the cake on. And actually, I wish they had a sturdier one because it's a 2-layer cake. So I got these peanut butter flavored candy wafers, and I'm just going to melt the whole bag, actually right in the microwave. And I'm going to put this between layers of the cake. So, let's get the first layer out. So this is a pre-made chocolate cake with white frosting, because honestly I just can't be bothered to do the bacon. I used to, but not anymore. Now I just pick it up. Unless, you know, it's something special somebody asked for, then I'll do that. But when I'm doing something like this, it's just easier to have a pre-made cake. So, here's the cake. And I need to cut it in half. So I'm going to take a serrated knife and try to get it as even as I can. And we'll keep this bottom piece to put it on. Now, there is a trick to this. Actually, I might as well do it so I can show you guys. What you can do is take toothpicks so that you get your cut as even as possible. And you just place the toothpicks around the area that you're going to want to cut in half. So, I'm going to stick all these in here. It kind of gives you a little bit of a guide. It's not exactly the proper way of doing it, but it's close enough. And I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to go right underneath those. And we're going to do a line like this first, just to make sure we don't mess it up. That way we can see if our line is somewhat even before we go tearing it apart. And actually, that is looking pretty good. So, alright, I'm going to take the toothpicks out now. Which you don't have to, you can leave them in. And I'm just going to stick my knife, right in like that. And then just drag it along. Turning the cake while I do it. Oops. I think I went out of line. Just stuck my finger in it. And I'm just removing the toothpicks as I come to them. I think this is an easy way to do it. You know, everybody has their own way that they do stuff. So there we go. And it's been in the fridge, so it's nice and firm. So there is our top layer removed. And it was pretty easy. I'll move you guys, I hope you can see this. I'm going to put the top layer in the fridge for now so it stays firm. And I'm going to melt these peanut butter wafers. So while those are melting, it would probably be a good idea to get this cake off of cardboard piece and onto the plate. So I'm just going to run my knife underneath, drag it across firmly, because you want to make sure you're getting the whole cake. And lift it up gently. There we go. Actually, could go over a little bit more. Alright, I'm going to move it, which kind of stinks when you have to do this, but I want it scented, so. Alright, that looks good. Still waiting for the peanut butter to melt, well, the peanut butter wafers, but while that's going on, I have this big old bag of Reese's and I need to unwrap all of them. So, I'm going to work on that while that's continuing to melt. Okay, so I have one whole bag of the candy wafers melted in this bowl. That's one bag. And I'm going to let it cool for probably like a minute. And then I'm going to put it on top of this. And the Reese cups, oh, I should probably tell you they're mini Reese cups. Those are in the fridge because I want them to be a little bit harder. They're too soft right now. Wanted to let it cool a little bit because I didn't want it to melt the cake. It's so much easier to work with the cake when it's nice and firm. And go all the way to the edges. And one bag did this, so that's perfect. All right. So I'm going to let that cool down completely, actually. And then I'm going to put the top on. Okay, this is cooled down enough. You see how it's solid now? Oh, except for that spot. But it's pretty much solid now. It's hardened. I put it in the fridge to rush it along because I'm impatient. So now I'm just going to put the top on. As neat as I can. There we go. Not bad. Now see, if that wasn't cooled off, that would have been a nightmare. So, very important to let that cool off. And we'll fix this up after. Now we're going to add the second layer. Now if you want, I know a lot of people like to use wooden dowels when they do 2 or 3 tier cakes. This is what they look like. And you can find them at Michael's or Walmart. Oops, there we go. But because I have that hard layer in the middle, I think this will be just fine. So I'm not even going to mess with those. So I'm going to do the same thing to the top half and I'll show you guys when I'm done. Alright, so I'm going to attempt to put the bottom piece of the second layer on top of here. I don't even know if you guys can see this, but I'll be careful. Alright, that looks okay. I kind of wanted a little more space right here, but I guess that's good. So there's the bottom piece of the second layer. And now I am going to take the melted peanut butter wafers out of the microwave and let them cool again, and then put it on top of this piece. There's the second layer covered in the peanut butter, and I'm going to put it in the fridge, let it cool again. Ta-da! So all the layers are on now, and the rest is just the fun part. We get to decorate it now. So I'll show you guys what I am going to attempt to use. This Reese shell topping. So I'm going to pour that on the top, and hopefully it's going to work well.
You're going to do that now?
Oh, actually, yeah, why?
I don't know. What if we need a second one?
Oh yeah, I probably do need a second one. So just make a mess of it, really. So the next thing I'm going to do is add the mini Reese's. And I'm going to cut a couple of them into pieces too. And I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's done. So now I'm just decorating it. See it? And I'm putting whole pieces, well, whole mini Reese cups down here. And then I'm just cutting them in fours. So I'm cutting it in half, and then in half again, in fours. And then just arranging them on here. And then up here I just put the four, and I'm going to put a whole bunch of broken pieces. So I might still add more chocolate, I'm not sure yet. Maybe not. So I'll show you guys when it is done. Alright guys, well there it is, just about done. I think I'm going to get some more of the Reese shell stuff and put a little bit more. But that's pretty much it. That's the top. And the rest of it. So it came out pretty good. Alright, I hope you guys like this.